Okay, Voice back, welcome back to the channel. This marks the start of a brand new series here, which I'm calling the School of Tarkov series. I have been playing Tarkov for about 4 years now, and I've probably taught about 6 or so of my friends how to play the game. Taught them everything they need to know to sort of play with me, because I'm one of those type of people. I'm a bit of an enabler when it comes to this game. I do love it, and I would like to try and teach some of you how to play as well. I do get asked over on my Instagram account all the time when I post about the game, what is it, what's it like, all of those sorts of things. So this really is for people brand new to the game who have just picked it up and want to learn everything there is to know about Escape from Tarkov. This video is going to be a little bit longer than the other ones, hopefully, in the series. I do want to try and keep them relatively short and snappy because I don't want to overload you with too much information when it comes to this game. There's already a ton of things to learn, and I don't want to make it any more difficult or anything like that than I actually have to. So this first one is just going to be about booting up the game for the first time, what you need to do in order to get yourself ready for a raid, some things that you need to know along the way. Okay. So booting up Escape from Tarkov for the very first time, this is what you're going to be faced with. On the main screen, you have the Escape from Tarkov here section. This is where you will go to get into offline raids as well as online raids. And you can choose between your main PMC character and your free scav character. I will, in a later video, kind of break up the difference between these two, but if you do want to have a look now, I did like a general overview video of Escape from Tarkov that I'll link down in the description, so you can go and check that out if you want to. It will do a little bit of a kind of a summary of everything. For now, we are going to focus on our PMC character, and the first things that we're going to want to do in Escape from Tarkov is, one, pick up our quests, so we're able to go in and actually start questing and getting rewards straight away. And then also we want to go in and start identifying some of the items in the game as well. To do that, we're going to go here to the trading screen. Now, there are 8 different traders in Escape from Tarkov, although you won't have all of them to begin with. Jaeger is actually unlocked through a quest, but there is 8 in total, and each one sells a specific type of gear. For example, Therapist, she sells all of the healing items in the game, whereas Prapper here, he has some ammunition, some grenades, magazines, and some generic sort of weapon parts and such as well. I will have a few more things than you when you first have a look at this screen, because I've actually advanced some of these traders to their 2nd, 3rd ranks, etc. But just bear in mind that you will only see everything that's in this section to begin with. Also, when you have a look at a trader for the very first time, all of these will have sort of question marks on them, and you will need to identify them items before you know exactly what they are. The way that you would do that is either by right-clicking on the item and going to inspect, or just pressing the middle mouse button on each individual item. This will show you what the item is, as well as giving you a little bit of XP, and what that means is while you're in a raid and you're looking to loot these different things, you won't have to sort of identify exactly what it is before you're able to pick it up and put it in your pockets. At the top left hand side of the screen, you will see a buy button, a sell button, and then your tasks. The tasks are the quests in Escape from Tarkov, so this is my particular quest that I have active here from Prapper. There will be a sort of accept button here in the top in the middle for you to accept that quest, and then underneath here it will tell you everything that you will get from actually picking on that quest. So in this particular case, we will get XP, some reputation increase with him, we also get some money, and he also gives us a gun and some magazines, some ammo for this particular one. Each one will be completely different, and they are worth doing to progress through the game. Leveling up the traders obviously does give you access to far better gear and that sort of thing that you can buy from them. As well as that, not every item in the game is available just through sort of money. One of the things that you can also do is barter for them items as well. So if you have a look at this med kit here will cost us 7,300 rubles, or we can actually hand over 1 can of humpback to this trader, which is a form of food in the game, and trade it in for that item. So there's like a buy and barter and all that sort of stuff. So be aware of some of these barters that you do want to obtain, and you can find those items in raid, hand them over, and this is why sort of identifying the items is really important, so you actually know what you're picking up and what you're grabbing, and you might know, for example, that one item has a better sell value than another. So to get us started, the first thing that we're going to want to do is go over to the character screen. Everything that you see on the left hand side here is equipable to my character. So these are all my empty slots. My camera is actually covering two of the things on the left hand side there. It's basically just my main weapon and my second weapon. So my primary and my secondary weapon, and also my body armor that you can just see the top of there. It's worth noting this pouch here. I have a 9-slot pouch. If you do have the base version of the game, it will just be a 4-slot version. The only real difference between the different versions of the games are some of the little perks that you get. So you can upgrade to this over time if you are on a standard account. It just takes longer. But because I have that version of the game already, I do start off with that. My stash is also a little bit bigger than normal as well, so this might look a little bit bigger than you know, sort of what yours will be. But the stash is your persistent storage. This is where you'll, you know, take all of your loot and transfer it over to here. You can see sort of how much money you have, and then also you can check through all your items, etc., that you have stored in this area. This is where you'll actually equip and outfit your character for a raid, and I'm just going to take you through a couple basics so you can get started. Tarkov will give you a set of base items, you know, straight from the get-go, and what we're going to do is outfit ourselves with some things in order to go into an offline raid, so I can show you the movement and the shooting on, you know, sort of all those different things. So to go for the very first time, you can, if you want, go in bare bones. Prapor actually sells this SKS. It has an internal magazine and takes this PS ammo. You can also buy PS ammo from him, and you can go into the raid simply by taking this into your main hand weapon over here on this left hand side. As you can see, 0 out of 10 right now. What we can do is take these 3 rounds, put them in there, so we're 10 out of 10. It has sort of a drop down, you know, sort of internal magazine where you can just sort of feed in from the top. We can then take these spare ammunition, put them in your pockets, and we could go into a raid just like that absolutely fine. My suggestion for you would be to grab yourself one of these. It is a Packer, one of the soft armors, and it is available from a trader known as Ragman over here. At level 1, you can buy these. You can also barter for them as well, but with other items, and pick yourself up a helmet as well. You can also buy a backpack from him, so you can just do some generic looting, and you are pretty much good to go at that point. So here already, we have a chest rig, we have a helmet, we have his backpack, we also then have his body armor, and then here some additional items. I wanted to bring these out just to show you a couple extra things. Kind of hard in Tarkov to know exactly what fits with what straight away, especially when you don't have everything sort of inspected in the game. But what you can do is actually click on an item if you want to go with something else. So in this case, we want a magazine to go with this AK. If you click and hold on it, it will actually turn green if it is able to be equipped by that item. If we have a look here at one of my mag cases and try and drag in another, you'll see here, doesn't go green, won't fit. Some items will, although some have different stats. So they both take 5.45 by 39 ammo. The ergonomics of this is -2. It does have a modification here to my speed, so this one is quicker to reload. I'm also able to check this magazine much quicker as well, whereas this one just has -3 to ergonomics. Different things do have different stats. Worth noting in Escape from Tarkov that you can really customize your weapons and all the rest of it, you know, add on scopes. You can really tear the gun down to its sort of bare bones in the game and really kind of make it your own. For example, you can come here and go to disassemble, and I can really take down this gun to its bare minimum. Take off the stock, you know, the gas tube, the grip, the iron sight. Here is the sort of the top receiver, the hand grip. You can really completely dismantle weapons in Tarkov and swap parts out and all the rest of it. So that's a really good way to know, you know, sort of what fits what. Just drag over it, and if it goes green, it will slot on. For ammunition as well, it works exactly the same way. I can actually click on this and drag it over the magazine and fill it that way, or I can right click on the magazine, go to load ammo, and then choose from any of the ammo that I have here to input into the magazine itself. Exactly the same again. Ammunition has all types of different classes. Some have higher penetration, some fire quicker, some are slower, some generate more heat, some have accuracy, sort of debuffs, all different things to pay attention to. However, for our very first raid in Escape from Tarkov, we're really just going to grab what we can and go in so I can show you some of the other mechanics at play. Now, in most cases, it would be uncommon, I would say, to carry in sort of multiple weapons in Escape from Tarkov. Sometimes you might take a long-range weapon and maybe like a pistol as a sidearm, but it's quite rare that people were taking sort of like 2 primaries and a sidearm and all that sort of thing. But because we're going into an offline raid, it doesn't really matter so much. We're not at the risk of dying, so I'm going to take in a couple things just to show you a bit of variation. And if you do have some guns that you want to test out, this is a fantastic way to do it, because you can go into a raid offline, not at any risk of losing anything, and sort of test out, see how things fire, how do they work, what's the recoil like, all these different things you can test out for yourself. Now, because this is a magazine, we're going to put it up here in our tactical rig, and then we are pretty much good to go. Just one final thing to do, which is medication. You will start off more than likely with one of these grizzly pouches, and they're fantastic. They stop light bleeding, heavy bleeding, remove fractures, contusions. They are fantastic, and they also fit in the base sort of container that you have here. The base one is 4 slots, so you'll be able to fit this in there absolutely fine and be able to go into raid and at least be able to heal yourself if things do go a little bit south. Other than that, I would probably carry in a bandage and then also a tourniquet, just so you have the means to heal a light bleed or a heavy bleed in the game, because it can really be killers if you leave them unchecked. The final thing that we're going to do just before we go in is I'm just going to keybind these quickly from this screen, so I can actually come in here and sort of keybind that to say 4 on my keyboard and then 5 for that, so we know when we get into a raid, if I press those numbers on my keypad, we'll be able to quickly perform that action in a raid. From there, what we're going to do is go to the Escape from Tarkov screen. We're going to click on our PMC character and we're going to choose a map. My suggestion to you would be to pick a map early and then learn it from top to bottom. Escape from Tarkov has massive maps. They do not hold your hand. There's no tutorial in the game or anything like that, so it'll just throw you at a completely random spawn on a map and expect you to figure out exactly what to do. It is pretty brutal, I'm not going to lie to you. The best thing you can do is pick a map, stick to it, learn it, and offline raid is sort of your risk-free version. Or scav runs, actually, they're fantastic as well, because they allow you to sort of run around, learn the map, loot some stuff, and if you get out, fantastic, you can take that gear on yourself without the risk of sort of killing your main PMC and losing gear over and over again and that sort of thing. So I'm going to click on customs. We're going to go here to 2 in the afternoon, so it's nice and bright. It's in the daytime. I'm going to come here and press offline raid. I'm going to enable PvE, so there's plenty of AI running around that we can shoot and get to grips with. I'm going to turn it on to high and enable bosses, and now we are ready. So we're done, we're ready. We've got ourselves outfitted with a helmet, some body armor, we've got a gun, some ammunition. In fact, we've got a couple different guns so we can test out some different shooting mechanics. We've got some healing. We are now ready to go into a raid for the very first time. We're going in offline again, so if we die, we get to not be at risk of losing all of that gear. And now I'm going to teach you in the very next episode how to move around and what the shooting mechanics are like in Escape from Tarkov. Again, thanks for sticking with me. This one was a little bit longer than I intended for the first episode, just while we were going through some setup, but these next ones are really going to be short, to the point, no messing around. Everything that you really need to know to get yourself going in Escape from Tarkov. So after the movement and shooting, we'll do healing, we'll do looting, we'll do scav runs, PMCs, we'll learn the maps together. We'll really go through everything that you need to know to become an absolute monster killer in Escape from Tarkov. See you guys in the next episode. Bye.